Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hit the like button, people. We got too many people. We got to hit those likes. Okay, Remy, I see you. Nonito would become undisputed. I see you. Manuel, salute, brother. Put your comments in the chat. Let's get to it. Trav, I see you, my brother. Let's spark these haters out. Boxing monster, let's get it. Jorge Garcia, I see you, my brother. Adam Neal, hit that like button. Salute. Nicholas, I respect you. What's up? Outstrike, salute. Salute. So now I got to tell you guys something. I challenged the Errol Spence fanboy, and I'm pretty sure you know who he is. We debated once before. I told him, let's come, let's debate. I said, send me the information, we can get it going. The guy didn't want to show up. He completely ducked, but that's okay because we're still going to go raw and uncut. This is IBFP Raw. This is the first edition, and we're going to go raw on all the topics. We're going to hit all these haters on their head, and we're going to give these people that real smoke. That real smoke. Because you know what? They're not ready for this. They're not ready for this. So let's go. Remy RS says, Andy Ruiz is a diva, duck season. Cohen Sampson, I see you on ego. Bias ego is trash. Bias ego is trash. Dante Bias Nation is trash. We're calling out all the fanboys, and we're being 100% honest and unbiased. Adam Neal says, Wilder will not fight Fury unless Joshua wins the rematch. Wilder doesn't want to take risks. But you know what? I think he'll fight Fury because he thinks it's easy. But that's going to be a huge problem for him. Trav, what's up with these VADA tests, my brother? What's up with the VADA tests? Salute, Boxing Monster. Those guys are garbage channels. I wonder if they sell Chipotle in Saudi Arabia for Andy. I don't know, my brother. I don't know. I will tell you what. Ruiz better go to Saudi Arabia and fight AJ. He better do it. I understand that he's lobbying for more money. I can respect him. He deserves money. I get it. But, you signed a contract. That's all I'm saying. You signed a contract. The fight just got to happen. I don't care what needs to take place, but the fight got to happen. Ed Perez, I see you, my brother. Christian Leon should have been in Vegas. Man, it would have been heat if it would have been in Vegas. What? So he says, BoxRec has removed VADA. Oh, my God. What is wrong with these people? See, I see you, Augustine. Mr. and Mrs. Perez, I see you, my brother. Somebody bring me that real heat, that real talk. Let's start going in. And let's just start picking apart these narratives. And so, a good friend of mine and yours had a live stream, D. Jefferson. And, he invited me to the live stream. And he told me, and salute to D. I like D. I respect D. But D, I didn't really get a chance to speak on your live. You said you were going to show up, so I'm looking for you, D. And you know what? D is a good friend of mine, but I got to tell the truth. He's starting to push this narrative about Terrence Crawford. And he's saying things like Terrence Crawford, he's getting a pass. He's not fighting the best. Bro, how can he fight the best when no one will fight him? Made an offer to Danny Garcia, ducked him. Called out Errol Spence, got a belt, ducked him. Keith Thurman, ducked him. Who wants to fight Terrence Crawford, bro? How can you fight the best when nobody want to fight you? Nobody wants to fight you. How can you fight the best? That's nonsense, bro. Remy RS, Munguia moving to 160 after September 14th, good or bad? I think it's bad. See, Munguia should have been eating the right diet so he can make 154 because his skills is not polished enough to compete with anybody in the top 10 at 160. I think almost anybody and everybody in the top 10 at 160 knocks out Munguia. Munguia needs to refine those skills so he's better. Adam Neal, Jamal Charlo thinks people are ducking him after the Adams fight. You're absolutely right. If anybody on this chat believes that anybody's ducking Jamal Charlo, such as Canelo or Triple G or anybody like that, please show up. Please show up because I need to address you right now. You need to get dressed right now. Nobody's ducking Jamal Tune-Up Charlo. Jamal Paper Champ Charlo. Jamal Who did I beat? Charlo. Nobody's ducking these guys. Let's be honest and unbiased. Charlo is more than food for Canelo. Canelo stops Charlo. Anybody want to smoke, step on the hot seat. Salute to the UGC boxing channel. Jay Abdullah, I see you, my brother. Do I think Kovalev is overlooking Anthony Yard? I don't think so. I think he's excited because he knows Yard is going to bring that heat. So I think that's a good fight. That's a potential upset, but I still favor Kovalev because of the experience. He's been in there with too many good fighters just to look past him. Sam Hernandez says, Spence cleaning out PBC, then coming for Crawford. Don't tell me you defending Spence, Sam. Don't tell me that. What's the biggest money fight at 147, Sam? That's Crawford and Spence. That's not Spence and Manny. People know the outcome. People feel like Manny might have a shot, but they mostly feel that Spence would beat him. And what if Manny doesn't take Spence? We know Spencer got his track shoes on when he sees Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford told him to his face he's not playing. This is what I'm talking about, EJ. He says, if people can't see Terrence Crawford is getting ducked, they're straight up stupid. They're more than stupid. They're fanboys. They're groupies. You know, they got Errol Spence's picture on the wall and they're worshiping him because only a moron and an idiot cannot understand that Terrence Bud Crawford is getting ducked by Errol Spence Jr. Let's be honest. Christian Leon says Porter's going to win. You know what? I've been hearing that, you know, Sean Showtime Porter has been sparring with Demetrius Andre. I think that's going to be a problem. I think that's going to be a problem for Errol Spence. If Demetrius Andre put that real talk on him, this could be something special. It's going to be something special. Francisco Moreno says, Showtime going to expose that hype job Spence. Look, we all know that Errol Spence Jr. is probably the most hyped fighter in boxing today. He's probably the most hyped. Jamal Charlo's not as hyped anymore because he done been exposed in back-to-back fight. You couldn't stop a guy in Brandon Adams who's a 154 fighter, and Matt Korobov really took you to school. So what can you do? What can you do? LDBC, stay hyping up Errol Spence. If anybody from the LDBC sees this channel, want some smoke, jump on a live. I'm going to go raw. You don't want it. You don't want it. Spencer's ducking his real weight class. You know, I see all these fanboys jumping on my videos, making these stupid statements. But where you at right now when I'm ready for all the smoke? Come on, give me. Where's the fanboys? Where's the fanboys on the video that's always hating? Where's those fanboys? Where's those fanboys? Okay, Augustine Roach said, according to Charlo fanboys, Canelo is a ducker all of a sudden. So let's end all of this. Let's end all of this. So when they say that Canelo Alvarez is ducking Jamal Charlo, how? How is Canelo ducking Jamal Charlo when Jamal Charlo was never made a mandatory for Canelo? He was made a mandatory for Triple G. He was the #1 contender while Canelo was there, but he was never mandated. Shout out to Trav D. He says, where's Chocolate Giddy Up? Chocolate Giddy Up. Put on your cowboy hats and your peppermint sprinkled cowboy boots and come holler at me because we going in. We going in. Where's Chocolate Giddy? Anybody with a name that Chocolate Giddy Up, you was too close to your uncle, if you know what I mean. Come on now. You know, let's break these boys down. I don't think Tim Bradley is right for right now. I think Tim Bradley loses to the best at 147. Tim Bradley never beat Manny Pacquiao, in my opinion. I just thought Manny beat him, and he, you know, I never thought that he really beat Manny. We're gonna get rid of all these narratives. Canelo's not ducking Charlo, okay? Canelo's not ducking no Charlo. What does he need to duck Charlo for? Mr. and Mrs. Perez says, I have a feeling Mikey and Pac-Man are fighting next year. You know what? I think that's a good matchup for Mikey, but I think Manny stops Mikey. I do. I just don't believe that, you know, Manny's a relentless fighter. He still got power. I think he's still going at him. Come on, where's Chocolate Giddy Up? Salute, Eric. I see you, my brother. Yes, sir. Andrew Schwab, Canelo, my guy. But Better Beef at 75, that's a tough fight. Better Beef is not playing. He is not playing. That's a tough fight. Sergio Gomez, salute. Trav D say Chocolate Giddy Up is at the rodeo. He's on Old Town Road. Ooh. See, these boys don't want to show up when they getting smoked. Everybody hit the like button. I got 54 people in there. Hit these likes. Give me these thumbs up. Let's go. Let's go. Alex, I see you, my brother. Thanks for showing up. We going in Julian Williams versus Spence. Julian J. Rock Williams, Andrew, called out Errol Spence Jr. We already know the move that they want to play. Errol Spence is going to try to fight somebody, and then he's going to try to fight Julian Williams. I think Julian Williams beats Errol Spence. Not only is Julian Williams a big 154-pounder, he's a pretty big guy, and he got good boxing ability. He's not at a height and reach advantage like Mikey. Oh, let's just deconstruct this Mikey thing, because every time I make a video about Errol Spence Jr. or Mikey Garcia, everybody says, oh, you picked Mikey to win and Mikey was trash. You're mad about Mikey. First of all, I don't care if Mikey wins or loses. So let me just expose this. And secondly, tell me why Errol Spence Jr. was scared to sit in the pocket and slug with a guy from 135 pounds. Tell me that. Why was Errol Spence Jr. sitting in the high guard every time Mikey Garcia went forward? Tell me that. Somebody tell me why Errol Spence Jr. sat in the high guard and backed up every time Mikey Garcia went to slug. Because Errol Spence Jr. didn't keep that same energy he kept against Kell Brook against Mikey Garcia. That's what Mikey Garcia saw. He said, okay, Errol Spence going to try to destroy me, knock me out in 5 rounds. Come do it. The boy wouldn't do it. He got in the high guard and tried to beat Mayweather all night. And that's not his style. Then he said, when I fight Sean Porter, I'm going to get back to going through guys. So first of all, you knew that Mikey Garcia was coming at it. Oh, UGC says Vada is Errol's kryptonite. That got to be something there. Because he didn't keep that same energy when Vada showed up. Salute to Trav D. Salute. Super Funkmaster said, is this IBFP? Hey, man, the one and only. The one and only, my brother. The one and only. Antonio de Cuevas, salute, my brother. Salute. Ray Hernandez, Sean Porter is the most underrated at 147. Sean Porter's not getting the credit he deserves. Sean Porter's going to be a problem for these fanboys. He's going to be a problem for these guys. Let's go. And so Spence was gassed out by the 10th round against Mikey Garcia. Francisco Moreno. See, Spence, his shots didn't even hurt him. Soldier for God, salute, my brother. Always keeping it 100. Ooh, Ugas is the most rated at 147. Now, how does Errol Spence Jr. do against Yordenis Ugas? How does Errol Spence do against? See, we know that Yordenis Ugas, in my opinion, I believe he beat Sean Porter. In my opinion, Yordenis Ugas is the X factor at 147. Yordenis Ugas beat Terrence Crawford in the amateurs. Yordenis Ugas showed that he's a beast at 147. He's going to be a problem against Errol Spence because Errol Spence can sit in the high guard and try to run from him all night like he did Mikey. See, do what you did to Mikey against a welterweight. Do that against a welterweight. That's absolutely right, Trav. Spence cannot weight bully Ugas. That's not happening. Salute, Antonio. I see you, my brother. If Porter drops Spence, I'd laugh. That's Jorge Garcia. Salute. You know what? Sean Porter, Errol Spence Jr. said, why would not take the easy road and fight Sean Porter? That's the easy fight. That's the easy fight. So if Sean Porter's the easy fight, then Errol Spence Jr. should walk through Sean Porter and stop him within 6 rounds. That's what I'm expecting. If Errol Spence Jr. goes the distance with Sean Porter, loses 1 round in Sean Porter, I'm going in because there ain't no excuse. He said he didn't want to fight Crawford because he wanted to stop Sean Porter and take that easy belt. He said he's knocking out Sean Porter, and he said it's going to be an easy fight. I don't want to see 1 round loss to Sean Showtime Porter. You better not lose a round because you talked all that smoke saying how easy. You go in there and struggle with Sean Porter. I know what you are. Let's be honest. Hold on, HG13, Castro Troy, what's your question? Run it back. Hold on, let me find your question, man, because you got a question. UGC says Spence ducked Ugas. Salute. That's nothing but facts from the UGC boxing channel. I can't do nothing but with it, but giving all facts. HGC Castro Troy says, why is Canelo looking for a wounded, washed up animals to fight with when he could have unified the division versus Andrade after Jacobs fight? So HG13 Castro Troy, I don't know if you're a fanboy, but you sounded like it, so let me break it down for you. So Sergey Kovalev is washed up, coming off a victory and winning another world title. That's washed up to you? Get your facts straight. Canelo Alvarez just unified with Danny Jacobs. And before that, he came up with another weight class, won another world title. And before that, he beat Triple G. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? He's still in negotiations with Demetrius Andre in case this don't work out. Be honest and unbiased with yourself. Who's the most avoided boxer in the world? Gary Manning. Salute, Gary Manning. Good to see you, my brother. I'm going to have to say, at this point, Terrence Bud Crawford. I think Terrence Bud Crawford, you have to understand that Terrence Crawford got the whole division shook. Hold on, it sounds like excuses. No, Castor Troy, it sounds like facts. It sounds like facts. It sounds like facts. Give me a fact, Castor Troy. Give me a fact. Give me a fact. Name one big name that Demetrius Andrade beat. Just one big name. Just give me one big name, and I'll give you your props right now. Give me one big name. Because if you don't, you're labeled a fanboy. And that's what we're going to call you. Because you sounded like a groupie. So let's keep it going. See, it's these haters out here, man. Look, you can like Canelo, you can like Crawford, you can like all these guys, but we got to be honest about him. And Crawford, he's the boogeyman of the entire boxing division. Canelo Alvarez, he's the biggest star in boxing. And he said, oh, Castor Troy said, I'm not an Andrade fanboy. Okay, respect him. But at the same time, Canelo just unified a title. What other fighter goes in a unification after unification after unification? No one. And Canelo Alvarez is actually going for another world title in 2 divisions higher. I can understand if Canelo Alvarez was trying to fight some lower tier competition like a Jamal Charlo, like a tune-up Charlo. I could understand that. But you're not making sense, Castor Troy. You not. Boxing Monster exposed you, Castor Troy. He said you subscribe to Boxing Ego. If you subscribe to Boxing Ego and come in here and trying to compare bullet points, you're getting lied to over there. You're getting lied to over there. You're getting lied to over there. You're getting lied to. I got to keep it a buck. I got to keep it a buck. Soldier for God, I'm sick of these promoters not giving us the fight we want. Look, Chris Girl says Charlo should fight Andrade. I agree 100%. Why is Jamal Charlo not fighting Demetrius Andre? Why is Jamal Charlo not calling out and fighting Demetrius Andre? Why is he not showing up to Demetrius Andre fight? Why is Demetrius Andre not showing up to the Charlo fight? They need to keep that same energy with each other that they try to keep with Canelo. See, the problem is, no matter who Canelo fights, if Canelo takes the fight with Demetrius Andre, they're going to say he ducked Charlo. Then they're going to say, oh, he got scared of Kovalev and backed out. It's always going to be some excuse. You can't fight everybody at the same time. This guy's the cash cow in the face of boxing. Be honest and unbiased with yourself. Christian Leon said going up in weight is a mistake for Canelo. Well, we'll find out if the Kovalev fight happens. So if you feel like it's a mistake, Christian, I got to be honest, then people got to applaud Canelo for taking the risk, because every time somebody's went up in weight, 90% of the time we see it didn't work out. Look at Mikey. He went up. That's what I'm talking about. UGC Boxing Channel. Smash the like button, everybody. Look, if Errol Spence Jr. was the truth, he would have knocked out Mikey Garcia in 5 or 6 rounds. Let's just bring this back. He would have knocked out Mikey Garcia in 5 or 6 rounds. What UGC say, Vada or nada. That's what we're hashtagging, Vada or nada. Because if he was really the truth, he knocked out Mikey Garcia in 6 rounds. He got the high guard backed up and wanted to box all night. Before the fight, he said, oh, I'm going to knock him out. I'm going to run through him. I'm going to destroy him. It's going to be man down. How is it man down and he's not getting knocked? And the guy from 135 get up and walk away? Then you have on countless fanboy channels, the LDBC garbage, Ego's garbage, Dante's garbage, all of these garbage channels. Come on now. Come on now. You got all these garbage channels claiming this dude is the face of, how are you the face of boxing and you can't knock out a dude from, I bet you Terrence Crawford stops Mikey Garcia. I bet you Terrence Crawford stops Mikey Garcia. People say, Errol Spence Jr., he has more power than Terrence Crawford. How is that? How is that? Terrence Crawford has more power than Errol Spence Jr. Anybody that want to debate, bring it. Bring it. Terrence Crawford is a stronger fighter than Errol Spence Jr. Terrence Crawford stopped Jeff Torn, who's a huge welterweight. The guy's supposed to be at 154. Terrence Bud Crawford stopped Benavidez, who's huge, who's about 6 foot tall. Name another welterweight that big, and who's a counter puncher. So it's even hard to get on the inside and work with Jose Benavidez. See, that's the problem. You got too many fanboys that say, oh, he's a one-legged fighter. Dude just came off 2 knockout wins. What are you talking about? Learn the game of boxing, because this is not to be played with. This is real talk. Come on, somebody give me some facts. Come on, somebody give me some facts. Jackson the Hopeful. Did Terrence Crawford win by stoppage or not? Just be factual. Come on, Jackson Hopeful. Be factual. Did Terrence Crawford get a stoppage win against Jeff Horn or not? And how many times did Errol Spence knock down Mikey Garcia, guy for 135? Don't worry, Jackson Hopeful. I'll wait. I'll wait on you. I'll wait on you, Jackson Hopeful. How many times did Errol Spence Jr. knock down Mikey Garcia? Don't worry, I'll wait. I love it when PBC fanboys come in the building because I cannot wait to serve you a plate of the truth. Because the problem with Dante's Bias Nation, the LDBC fangirls, Bias Ego, and all these trash channels out here is these guys are lying to these casual fans who don't know boxing, and then they come to my channel trying to preach to me why Jamal Charlo's being ducked and why Errol Spence is the truth. The truth is a lie, because at the end of the day, you got to stop a guy moving up 2 weight classes. Look at Rigo. He got stopped by Loma. Look at Brooke. Got stopped by Triple G. Come on, let's be unbiased here. We're not going to play these games. We got to be real with you. You move up 2 weight classes, you're supposed to get stopped. That's what's supposed to happen. LA 12 said Crawford would have stopped Mikey in 7 rounds at 147. Crawford would have fought him and broke him down methodically. He wouldn't have even went to the decision. He would have broke him down piece by piece. Piece by piece. Jackson Hopeful. Rigo quit. Rigo quit. What are you talking about? How are you defending the dude that quit? That's a stoppage. Quitting is a stoppage. What are you talking about? Quitting is a stoppage. Francisco Moreno, salute. You know what? I'm gonna tag Francisco Moreno, and we're gonna go with this. Jamal Charlo is a cherry pick for Canelo Alvarez. So if everybody says Canelo cherry picks, and Canelo's cherry picking champions, what are you talking about? And Jamal Charlo's a paper champion, a tune-up fighter. Who is he beat? Charlo. Be honest and unbiased. Let's be honest and unbiased. Come on now. And now, hold on. We got one from Fabrizio. He said, what do you think about Nui, Prograis Taylor going to Walter? Would they give Spence, Crawford, Pacquiao trouble? Now, Nui, he's the truth. He's a powerful fighter. Prograis and Taylor going to welterweight. You know, I don't know about Josh Taylor. I still need to see him. He got hit a little bit too much in his last fight. Regis Prograis, he's been calling out Terrence Crawford. He wants Terrence Crawford smoke. I like Regis Prograis. I think he's a very strong puncher, but his boxing skills, his shots is just not on the level of a Terrence Crawford. Against Terrence Crawford, I think Terrence Crawford stops Regis, but if Regis fights Adrian Broner, Regis ends Adrian Broner's career. So I think that's what happens. Regis ends Adrian Broner's career. Terrence Bud Crawford stops Regis at 47. I think those are the only 2 ways to do it. If we're just being honest about those situations. Let's see. Let's keep it going. Crawford going to come out 10 years later talking about Bob Arum robbed him blind. See, that's the problem, Jackson Hopeful. You too worried about promoters. Get the fights. Are you a fan or an accountant? Are you worried about his pocket? He taking you on vacation? Why are you worried about what Terrence Crawford making? Worry about getting the fights you want to see. That's your problem. Worry about the fights you want to see. Where's these LDBC fanboys that's on my page, Boxing Ego, Dante's Nation? Where are these guys at? Because I want to holler at these guys. You the guys that keep coming on here, and you the guys talking all this spank, come holler at me. D. Jefferson, welcome to the chat, my brother. Salute to D. Jefferson, Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. These guys got a great show. They give out cash prizes. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. D. Jefferson, he's a great guy. But D. Jefferson, I got to pull your card on that Terrence Crawford nonsense that you saying. Because, you came on here, you came on your channel, and you said Terrence Crawford is, we're giving him a pass for not fighting the best. D. Jefferson, how are you not fighting the best when Spence is running scared? Spence is running from you. Terrence Crawford told him to his face he'd stop him, told him I got a belt, come see me. And this dude said he wanted to take an easy road. That's a duck. Come on, D. And then Danny Garcia was given an offer, ducked him. Sean Porter don't even want to talk about it. Come on now. And Keith Thurman, we all know Keith Thurman is the biggest duck that's eating bread out of the lake. But Pacquiao ended all of that. So we had to stop all that. Come on now. We got to be honest. Castro Troy says Wilder's still a protected phony along with Tyson Fury to this day. To this day. Let's talk about the heavyweight division. Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury, he's probably got the most skills so far in the heavyweight division. Problem with Tyson Fury that I got is this guy just keeps bum bashing. He just keeps bum bashing. What is this guy just sitting up here pulling out tomato can off the shelf? Tomato can. This dude is pulling tomato cans I never even heard of. Where are these tomato cans coming from? Tyson? Tyson Fury backed out of that fight and ducked Dillian White. I don't care what anybody said. He said he'd fight Dillian White. That's a proper fight. Why are you not fighting Dillian White? And this is before even any of the controversy with the test and all that in Dillian White. Tyson Fury should have fought a proper opponent. Period. Tyson Fury should fight Luis Ortiz. I think that would be interesting. I don't want to see Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz. I want to see Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury. That's the fight I would love to see. That's the fight I want to see. Come on now. Oscar Juarez, Ryan Garcia going to be nice in the future? I think so. Ryan Garcia has shown a lot of potential. He's not ready for that next level yet, but he's doing good. He's progressing fight by fight. He's working with Eddie Reynoso, Chepo Reynoso. So, he's getting better. He's improving, but he's taking it step by step by step. Let's keep going. Mika back. What are you talking about? Ryan's going to be hyped up trash. The dude's a prospect. He's a prospect. What are you talking about? Salute to El Paso, Texas. Is Triple G's next fight difficult? And this is coming from Christian. Triple G, versus Sergey Deverenchenko. That's a good fight. That's a good fight. I think Triple G wins, but Triple G's Sergey Deverenchenko's no pushover. So we're going to see how hard Sergey Deverenchenko will hit. We're about to see. I think Wilder, that's right, Remy. Wilder versus Joseph Parker. And then Tyson Fury versus Luis Ortiz. Those are the fights that should be made. Those are the fights that should be made. Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua, and the winners of all the fights should meet at the end for the undisputed. That's what should be happening. Jaime Munguia, Alex, I think he's hyped right now. Jaime Munguia got to show improvement. Lace 'em up boxing, Shakur versus Valdez. What up? I think that Oscar Valdez ducked Shakur. And this is why I think Oscar Valdez ducked Shakur. Because Oscar Valdez talked all that smoke, talked all that heat, and said, hey, I'll fight Shakur Stevenson. He said, I will fight. I can make the weight for these two guys, but not for Shakur. That don't make no sense, bro. Either you can make the weight or you can't. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. Come on now. Salute, D, my bad. If I misspoke on your channel, salute to Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. Salute to D Jefferson. They do great things. They give out real cash prizes. Salute. My apologies, my brother, if I misspoke on your channel. Andy or Joshua for the rematch. I'm leaning towards Anthony Joshua. He has all the intangibles, but I'm still think that Andy Ruiz is a live dog in that fight. It's a 50-50 fight. Could go either way, but I'm leaning towards AJ right now. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Tank versus Loma. I got Loma. Tank hasn't fought anybody credible. Nobody credible. Who is Tank fighting? Who is Tank fighting? Tank is fighting little guys moving up. Tank needs to fight somebody. Come on now. Come on now. The rap vault, Andy Ruiz win. He could win. Andy Ruiz could win. Andy Ruiz could come in there and do a repeat, prove that it was no fluke. It's going to be a good fight. It's a 50-50 fight. It's a pick'em fight. It's who you believe has the most intangibles, who it comes down at the end. Respect to both fighters. Salute Alejandro. Support the IBFP Nation. What's up, all? Salute. Versus Ortiz. Who should he fight next? Ooh, that's a good one. That's going to be a tough one. He has a lot of good intriguing options, and it's going to be who wants to fight him next. Let's see. Who's the biggest hype job in boxing today? I'm going to have to say, Koywin, the biggest hype job in boxing today, at this point, has to be Errol Spence. And I like Errol Spence. I really do. But it has to be Errol Spence. It has to be Errol Spence. I'm so sorry. It has to be Errol Spence. And the reason why I say it has to be Errol Spence is because, his resume is janky. He's running from Crawford. We got to call a spade a spade. Charlo's a huge hype job himself, but I think the hype on Jamal Charlo has come down because after Jamal Charlo fought Matt Korboff, people kind of say, okay, he's not what I thought he was. We got to be honest and unbiased. We got to expose these fanboys. Come on, somebody give me a fanboy statement so we can expose. This is IBFP Raw. We're going to go in. Chris Eubank Jr., biggest hype job. The only reason I don't say that is because I don't think anybody cares about Chris Eubank. So that's the only reason. I think he's irrelevant at this point. So, that's all I'm saying. If Demetrius Andre, who should he fight next? If he does not get Canelo Alvarez next, Demetrius Andre needs to fight Jamal Charlo. He can't fight Triple G. That's already taken. He needs to fight Jamal Charlo. Jamal ain't got no opponent. Andrade ain't got no opponent. Make the fight. Make the fight. Make the fight. Munguia's all hype right now until he proves that he can defend himself. You mix. That's a unification fight. The paper champ Charlo and Demetrius Andre unification. The winner gets Canelo. That makes sense. That's a good fight. That's the fight that people want to see. That's the fight that needs to happen. That's the fight that we're waiting on. Let's get that fight going. Come on now. What about Jacobs? Jacobs needs to fight Andrade or Charlo. And Jacobs already said it. This is the perfect time for Charlo to boost his name and fight Danny Jacobs. Let's do it. If Ruiz loses to AJ, you think Heyman sets up Ruiz versus Wilder after? No, Ruiz would need a victory before anybody could give him another shot. They would need to do that. And AJ, now see, I always thought AJ and Ruiz would have a trilogy. If AJ win the second fight, they'd have a trilogy. Now I feel like that's not going to be the case because there's too many PBC things coming out. You see, Andy Ruiz is kind of shifting a little bit towards that PBC in his blood. I'm not liking that. He's worried about the lifestyle. He's worried about the houses, the cars. It's not settling right with me. Did Broner really retire? No, I'm sure Broner will be around in the world of boxing to get beat for years to come. Don't worry. He'll be here to get beat up for years to come. Antonio de Cuevas, boxing biased ego is trash. I mean, we got to be honest with you. The guy don't know anything about boxing. The guy is in love with Anthony Joshua. And, you know, the guy is posting half-naked pictures of this man, you know, talking about the guy's muscles and how he sweats. What are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about? This dude out here sounding like Chocolate Giddy Up. This dude sounds like Chocolate Giddy Up. Maybe boxing ego is Chocolate Giddy Up. Maybe that's what it is. You know, I'm be honest with you. So somebody, you know, on Twitter, tell you guys a quick story about me and boxing ego. So somebody on Twitter linked a post with me and boxing ego. I never met boxing ego. I've never said anything to boxing ego. Nothing like that. So just follow me here. So then somebody links a post between me and Boxing Ego. I check the post. It says Boxing Ego has blocked you. So I'm like, Boxing Ego must know the truth. He must know the truth. Because let me find out Boxing Ego is Chocolate Giddy Up out here in these streets. Boxing Ego, if I see you at these fights, I'm calling you by your real name, Chocolate Giddy Up. Because I know you be over there at Old Town Road. I know what you be doing, bro. I can tell you, because that's why you got them shades on. That's why you got all that going on, bro. We got to be honest and unbiased about who you is. You Chocolate Giddy Up. Don't come to my channel being Chocolate Giddy Up. Be yourself, bro. Be yourself. Exposed. Mic drop. We got to be honest and unbiased. And Dante over there, oh my God. Dante. He got these casuals fooled. No wonder Dante is so close with ego. These dudes out here playing Old Town Road. We got to be honest and unbiased. LDBC is trash. And I'm going in. This is IBFP Raw. This is the first edition. We're going to keep it going. Hit that like button. If you want more of the IBFP Raw, hit that like button. We're going to keep going. Give me a thumbs up, fellas. We got to go in Raw. We're not playing with them. Oh, man, I can't even read that comment about Dante. I can't even read it. You know, let's just say we know what Dante doing out there. We know what Dante doing out there. Let's just understand that. If anybody from the LDBC want to come in here and debate me, we can debate. But if you say something stupid, you're gonna be the new Chocolate Giddy Up on Old Town Road. Because we're gonna put you out there and expose you for who you is. We're gonna expose all your secrets. We're gonna pull your card. Salute to the UGC Boxing channel. Salute to Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. Real channels, real things to say. These guys is being honest. And we're going to be honest. IBFP Raw, we're not playing with them. See, I'm the nice guy. Monday through Friday, I'm the nice guy. But here's the problem. Too many fanboys been coming to the channel, so you brought me back. I didn't want to go in, but you brought me back. You did this. And all the fanboys, when I call you out, you can't even show up. Where are you now? You can't show up. You can't show up. And so, you know, when you see, so there's one dude that's always on my channel. I'm going to call him out. Jim Calhoun. Almost every video that I make, this guy named Jim Calhoun is on every video. And I'm like, who is Jim Calhoun? Who is Jim Calhoun? Who's the Jim Calhoun? He got a problem with Terrence Crawford. He got a problem with, you know, Canelo Alvarez. He got a problem with the best fighter. So let me tell you what Jim Calhoun is, because he hasn't showed up in the chat. Jim Calhoun is at Chocolate Giddy Up house right now. That's where he is chilling, listening to this, giving me the thumbs up. That's where Chocolate Giddy Up is, and that's where Jim Calhoun is. He's at Chocolate Giddy Up house giving the thumbs up. That's what he is. They enjoy the show. They scared to admit it. That's where these boys is. That's where he is. That's where you is, Jim Calhoun. You at Chocolate Giddy Up house, huh? Okay. Well, get off the saddle and come see us over here, because we finna go in. We finna go in. This is IBFP Raw. I told you we not taking no prisoners. Anybody else say my name, you're getting it. He knows his sport. Slap yourself. Slap yourself. You are the lamest, dumbest channel I've ever heard. Who makes a 100-part series of while Spence will bulldogs Crawford? Let me find out he knows his sport. That if Errol Spence struggles in any way against Sean Porter, you're gonna be on suicide watch. You're gonna be on suicide watch. Come on now. Let me find out he knows his sport, because that's look, I'm gonna just pull his card. He knows his sport. Was supposed to debate me this today. He never sent me the information on Twitter. He got my information. Now, one time that this boy tweet me anything, I say, salute me, send me an inbox on Twitter, and we'll get this debate going. He knows his sport, never reached out the whole week, never said anything. And I'm like, okay, so you really don't want it. So let me find out that he knows his sport is at Chocolate Giddy Up House 2. So Jim Calhoun, he knows his sport, and Chocolate Giddy Up is all at the same house kicking it. Come on now. Let's be real. Come on down. Somebody. Come on, give me some more heat. Because they're not ready for this heat. We finna go in, we finna be honest, and we're gonna be unbiased. These dudes should be happy that we even throw these dudes a bone by mentioning their garbage, trash narratives, their trash channels. And this idiot, he knows the sports that, Errol Spence stops Canelo or beats Canelo in a late round stoppage. I'm convinced now that he needs to be drug tested. And I'm so serious. I'm so serious. Salute, David S. I appreciate it, brother. Junior Gonzalez in the chat. I see you, brother. D. Jefferson, I see you. We got to be honest. And you're absolutely right, Rap Vault. Andy Ruiz beating Anthony Joshua made the heavyweight division entertaining again. That's really what it is. We got to go in. It's IBFP Raw. And you know what? Look, let's be honest. Canelo Alvarez not only stops Errol Spence, I think he makes Errol Spence quit. I think he makes him quit, because you've seen early in the fight against Kell Brook that Errol Spence was getting all he wanted. Until he started to break down. So we're going to start getting it. We're going to start getting it. Where's all the people in my comment section that's always talking about Mikey Garcia, but, Errol Spence beat Mikey Garcia. I know your feelings hurt, IBFP. First of all, I don't even care about Mikey Garcia. I thought Mikey Garcia's skill set was going to come through. It didn't. Credit to Errol Spence Jr. He beat a guy from 135. But I've told you guys before I even spoke on that fight, I told you Errol Spence gets no credit for beating Mikey Garcia. The only person that could be great in that was Mikey Garcia. Errol Spence Jr. got to stop him in 6 rounds or he's a hype job. And that's exactly what he proved. And you have fanboys out here applauding this. What are you talking about? Let me find out he knows this sport is touching his ankles for Errol Spence Jr. because I can't understand why you're still saluting him talking about Mikey Garcia. Why are you still doing this? You're touching your ankles for Errol Spence Jr.? He knows this sport? What are you talking about? And he knows this sport. Don't ever speak about the UGC. If you say anything else about the UGC, I'm going in on you again. Don't worry, UGC. I got this. This is my lightweight. This is my tune-up fight. I got this. He can't say nothing about y'all. He don't know nothing about this. This boy right here is a casual boxing fan. He didn't even know who Peter Quillen was. He Googled Peter Quillen in a debate and found out he looked like him. That's his step cousin. He found out that's who Peter Quillen was. That's who he found out. So let me find out he knows the sport. Can't come holler at me. Can't debate me because he had Chocolate Giddy Up House talking about Errol Spence, looking at his posters, watching his videos. Come on now. Let's be honest. Who wins, Porter or Spence? I got Errol Spence winning. Now I'm hoping that if Errol Spence is the truth, he got to run through Sean Porter, make easy work. Fight shouldn't be close. Fight shouldn't be hard. Errol Spence should win every round. If Errol Spence Jr. does not win every round against Sean Porter, that's the problem. Because he said it's easy work. He's easy work. Salute you, GC. I see that. D. Jefferson, I know you do a show with him. I know that's your boy. This ain't got nothing to do with you, my brother. I'm going to just ask you to step aside on this one. This is IBFP Raw. We can get back to regular boxing nuke on Monday, but on Saturday, IBFP Raw, we're not playing no games. We're not taking no prisoners. He knows the sport. Just said a lot of fanboy stuff. I'm not playing with this dude. So You might want to take a step out of this, D. It's me, UGC, and he knows the sport. That's what we talking right here. D, I'm telling you, I don't want to get you involved in this. This is raw. Let's just keep it going. He said Porter can brawl Christian Leon. You're absolutely right. Porter can brawl. Porter can bring that heat. Rigo Colon said IBFP, if Spence beats Porter, will he call out Crawford? He will call out Crawford, question mark? Absolutely not. He don't want to see Crawford. He's going to do what he did after his last fight and call out a small Manny Pacquiao, an old Manny Pacquiao. He want to run it back. He want to run it back. That's what he want to do. He want to run it back. We ain't playing no games. We is not playing no games today. We not taking no prisoners today. We have no prisoners to take. You know, I'm thinking about doing another IBFP Raw next Saturday, and when I do it, I'm going to go ahead and put up the phone line so everybody can call in, because I don't want people on the chat. I want you to call in and speak on it for what's real and what's true. That's what I want. I'm going to start taking calls next weekend if I come back with another IBFP Raw. I better just see a lot of likes to let me know that these guys give me thumbs up if you guys really, really want this smoke, if you guys really want us to come out here and go hard on these boys, because I'm not playing. I'm not playing with him. We got to be honest. We got to be honest. What do you think about Thurman wanting a rematch with Manny Pacquiao? You know what? I think Keith Thurman is desperate. He's desperate. He's desperate. John Doe, number 2, I see you. So, you know, me and John Doe, you know, we had a few words, John Doe. You got anything you want to say? Because I remember some questionable comments. So, like, you know, this is your opportunity to come to me and say what you got to say, John Doe. Anything you want to say? I just want to make sure we good. Because if we not, I just like to address that right now. Okay, let's talk Saturday. Bet, John Doe. Salute to you, my brother. And see, that's John Doe handled that like a man. He's not like all these guys over Chocolate Giddy Up House touching their ankles. He's like, he's a man. He's doing the real talk. Respect, John Doe. I can respect that. I can respect that. Salute to you, John Doe. I appreciate you coming through. Do one favor, hit that like button. Alejandro Ramirez says Mikey Garcia is the best thing that happens to Spence. I don't see him fight any other big name. He's trying to fight, you know, Sean Porter, who thinks going to be easy. If he does not beat Sean Porter quickly, it's going to be a problem, and I'm calling it on it. The PBC, you know, I like the PBC. Everybody always say you're a PBC hater. First of all, I like the PBC. I like Sean Porter, Errol Spence, Deontay. I like all these guys. I think they're entertaining. I watch all their fights. I'm a boxing fan first. The thing I don't like is PBC ruining big fights. Tank Davis. When is he fighting Lomachenko? When is he fighting Tevin Farmer? When is he fighting the big names? Errol Spence. When is he fighting Terrence Crawford? Deontay Wilder. You blew the AJ fight. The Jermell Charlo and Jared Hurt, they blew that. Come on, stop messing around. Come on now. Come on now, let's be honest. Travis say, Nuke, what do you think of energetic Sean Porter at the press conference? You know what? I think Sean Porter believes in himself. I think his daddy, Kenny, believes in himself. But he better come with it. And if Sean Porter can pull off the miracle, because everybody said he's going to lose, I don't expect Sean Porter to win. He's fighting Errol Spence. And everybody just answer me this, because I've always said I would take a poll on this, but I never did. Is Errol Spence Jr. a weight bully? Yes or no? Put yes or no in the chat. Is Errol Spence Jr. a weight bully? That's all I want to know. Is he a weight bully? Yes or no? Because I'm not going to call it. This is a question me and D had. Is he a weight bully? Yes or no? Give me the yes or no. I'm going to go with the people. If the people say he's a weight bully, he's a weight bully. If they say he's not, he's not. Tell me, is Errol Spence Jr. a weight bully? Should he be fighting at 147, or should he be fighting at a higher weight class? Yes or no? Is this guy a weight bully or not? Yes or no? Come on, give me. I need the ones in the chat. Come on now. We seeing way too many yeses, nos. UGC say no. Rapvol says yes. Come on, is he a weight bully or not? We just want to know. We just want to know. He said, I got Porter by decision. He's going for the underdog. Porter has a chance. Porter's a dog. He's never, you know, Porter might have lost fights, but he's never got blew out. He's always been competitive in every fight he's ever had. Look at all the yeses. I think we got an answer. I think we got an answer. I think we got to go with what the people say. This is the voice of the people. So Remy says, how is Spence Jr. making weight at his age? You know what? He's draining down, but you know what? And I'm not speculating. I'm not saying that he's doing anything drug related or anything like that. I just know that there's fat burners that people can use. That's all I'm throwing out there. Vada nada. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. David Santos said, no, if he can't make weight, We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Salute to Trav D. Everybody, this is the IBFP. We're going to sign out. We're going to be back with IBFP Raw. You know what? If you guys want us to bring it back, leave us a comment in the section of the video. Leave it on our community post. Let us know. If you want more of IBFP Raw on Saturdays, we'll bring it back and we'll call out. We'll bring all the smoke, all the heat. Because you remember, I'm nice during the week. But when you get to Saturday and when it gets raw, it's a problem. And we take no prisoners. Salute to everybody for coming in. I'm happy. I appreciate it. Shout out to Trav D. Shout out to Trav. Shout out to Speaking My Sports Talk. D Jefferson, the UGC Boxing Channel, the Black Horseman in the building. Shout out to him. Shout out to CMD Boxing Report. Shout out to the Rap Vault. Shout out to Junior Gonzalez. Shout out everybody. Mika, I see you. Antonio de Cueva. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate everybody coming through. This is the IBF.